Hi, and welcome to First Chapter Friday. I'm Miss Shelley, the Children's Librarian at the Madisonville branch. This summer, each Friday, we will be featuring the first chapter of some of our favorite Louisiana Young Readers' Choice Award nominees. The Louisiana Young Readers' Choice Award is a program that allows you to vote on which of the nominees deserves the award. If you want to know more about the Louisiana Young Readers' Choice Award, please visit our website, sttamonylibrary.org. Today, we will be reading Stay by Bobby Pyron. And usually it's the first chapter, but the chapters in this book are really short because they go between Piper and the dog Baby. So we're going to actually make this a 5-chapter Friday. So, Chapter 1 of Stay. Chapter 1, Piper. I rest my head against the cold window of the countrywide bus, watching the world go by. The full moon lights up empty fields. Corn stalks and stubble throw long shadows across the ground. It's pretty and kind of mysterious, too. To tell you the truth, I think I'm the only person on the entire bus who's awake. Well, except for the driver, but I can't see her anyway. Her name tag said Doreen. She seems nice. Across the aisle is my little brother Dylan. Sleeps with his head in Mama's lap. His red superhero cape is spread across his body. It's just an old red blanket he won't give up without pitching a royal fit. So we pretend it gives him superpowers, especially when his asthma is bad. I can just see the tips of his sneakers peeking out from under the blanket. He has his best friend, Ted, the stuffed shark, tucked under his chin. I gaze back out the window at the headlights of the cars ticking by, at the warm yellow porch lights glowing outside of houses in the neighborhoods we pass, like our old neighborhood and our little house. Thinking of home reminds me of the things in the backpack by my feet. Inside, along with my Firefly Girl sash, a jacket, and some other stuff, is my favorite book, My Side of the Mountain. I could take it out and read it again, but if I turn on the overhead light, it'll wake Daddy up. Daddy snores lightly, almost like a purr, in the seat beside me. I lean my head against his arm and feel warm skin through the thin flannel shirt. I can smell his familiar scent of cigarettes and juicy fruit gum. And if I rub my nose just a little deeper into the soft flannel, I swear I can smell the salty sea air of home. I close my eyes. The bus rocks so gently as it speeds through the night, past farms and fields and towns, houses and neighborhoods, everyone sleeping snug as bugs in their beds. Since I can't read my book, I decide to run my favorite imaginary movie in my head. I'm not the world's best sleeper, especially when I worry, which is pretty much most of the time. So when I can't sleep, I make up movies. My favorite is Trudeau Family Wins Big. In it, we win the lottery and have all the things we've ever wanted. A house on the water and a big boat for Daddy. A fenced-in yard with a dog for me. College for Mama, and a brand new bicycle for Dylan. And best of all, no worries about paying the bills. I smile just a tiny bit. My mind latches onto the rhythm of the rocking bus. It whispers in time, over and over, maybe, maybe, maybe. Chapter 2, Baby and Jewel. A small brown dog listens to the beat of his world in the chest of a woman named Jewel. He watches a raccoon waddle across the grass in the bright moonlight. Baby squirms with curiosity. Is it doggish? Is it cattish? Oh, so many things to smell, to see, to make friends with. Jewel stirs. Baby settles against her chest, quiet. A good dog. He tucks his head beneath her chin. Jewel's scent fills every inch of the little dog with deep joy. Baby and Jewel, a pack of two, warm and safe together. Chapter 3, Somewhere. Time to wake up, Piper. I sit up and blink at the sunlight filling the bus. Outside the windows are tall, tall buildings, rushing traffic, trash pushed up against the sidewalk curbs by the wind. What happened to the moonlit fields, the tidy neighborhoods? Daddy lifts his Atlanta Braves cap from his head and runs his fingers through his hair. You sleep okay, little chicken? He asks around a yawn. I yawn too. I guess the moon was awful bright. Everybody's waking up now. They stand and begin gathering their bags, boxes, backpacks, and suitcases from under seats and overhead racks. Mama gives me a tired smile as she shifts Dylan from one arm to another. Morning, sweetheart. She stretches and tries to smooth her shirt. Her hair is coming loose from its braid. Your hair's a mess, Mama, I say. Let me fix it. I undo her braid, smooth down her springy hair as best as I can, and rebraid it nice and tight. Thanks, honey, she says. She scoops Dylan up off the seat and into her arms. Dylan can sleep through anything. Once he slept through a tornado that hit near our street. Never made a sound. Me, I'm not much of a sleeper. I'm like Daddy that way. Dylan's eyes open. I watch as he slowly comes back to the world. His eyes are the same deep, deep sea blue as Mama's. Where are we? He asks in his croaky little voice. I look back out the windows. Nothing looks familiar. Nothing looks like anywhere we've been. And we've been a lot of places over the last few months. I reach out and push the hair out of his eyes. His face is hot and damp. For just a second, I let my fingers rest against his cheek. Somewhere, I answer. We're somewhere. Over the rainbow? Dylan asks. Me and Dylan used to watch The Wizard of Oz every Easter when it came on TV, and we can sing every song. I smile and click my red high-top tennis shoes 3 times. Maybe. Mama hands me Dylan's SpongeBob backpack, his red superhero cape, and Ted the shark. I sling my backpack over one shoulder and Dylan's over the other. We step off the bus. Mama sets Dylan on the ground while she checks to make sure we have everything. 2 suitcases and 1 duffel bag. I look around and up. I have never seen so many people and so many tall buildings. Even when we stayed with Mama's cousin in Baton Rouge, it wasn't like this. Look, Piper! Dylan grabs my hand and clutches it hard. There, off in the distance, are mountains so high, they look like they've surely punched a hole right through the sky and into heaven. I feel myself light up inside. Ever since I read My Side of the Mountain, I wanted to see the mountains, be on a mountain like Sam Gribley. I squeeze his hand, just like Dorothy when she first sees Munchkin Land. I say, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Chapter 4, A New Day. Oh Lord, let me get these old bones moving one more day. Jules says this each and every morning as she stretches her legs, arms, fingers, back. Baby wags his bit of a tail and pulls back his lips in a toothy smile as he does every morning. A frisky breeze skitters across the grass, bringing delicious scents to Baby's nose. The sweet smell of rotting leaves, the bitter smell of acorns, the musky smell of squirrels. Squirrels! Baby runs tight circles around and around and around Jewel, yipping with delight. A brand new day to see old friends and make new ones. A new day to explore the city with Jewel. Always with Jewel. What could be better? Baby does not understand why sometimes the smell of sadness and confusion spools around Jewel. Like now, Baby twirls and spins on back legs. Jewel laughs. She lifts Baby and kisses the white patch on the top of his head, a patch shaped like a snowflake. Look, Baby, Jewel says. Just look at the world. And Baby does. Trees, swings, picnic tables, a pond, wet leaves carpeting the ground, and in the distance, tall buildings, and farther still, mountains. Baby licks Jules' chin and squirms in her arms. Let's go. Chapter 5, Signs. Outside the bus station, the wind is cold. It seems like the farther we've traveled from home, the colder it is. This just doesn't make any sense. Daddy looks at a piece of paper in his hand, and then up at the street signs, and then back at the paper. 386 west, 200 south, he reads out loud. He shakes his head. What the heck kind of an address is that? I'm cold, Dylan whimpers. Mama wraps Dylan's red blanket tight around his shoulder and strains to pick him up. Mama's kind of small, so it's not easy for her to lift him anymore. I pull my denim jacket out of my pack. You're not a little baby, you know, I snap at Dylan. Right away, I feel bad. Dylan pops his thumb into his mouth and looks at the mountains. Mama frowns. I seem to remember, young lady, you asking to be held when you were 5. I turn away to pull on my jacket. I don't want her to see me try to swallow past the lump in my throat. I don't want her to know that even though I'm almost 12 now, I'd give anything to climb right into her lap or Daddy's. I quickly touch my Firefly Girl sash in the bottom of my pack for comfort and then zip it up. Doreen, the bus driver lady, comes over to Daddy, still puzzling over the paper. Can I help you? She asks. She's almost as tall as Daddy, which is saying something. Daddy holds out the paper to her. This is the address I have for where we're going, but I can't make sense of it. Doreen studies the address and then looks over at Mama holding Dylan. I see, she says. She clears her throat. You're going 2 blocks that way north, she points, and then you'll turn west, left, and go 3 blocks. You'll see the sign. Thank you, Daddy says. Doreen nods and heads back to the countrywide travel bus. She pauses before she climbs the stairs. Good luck to you, she calls. Okay, let's get going then. Daddy slings the duffel bag over one shoulder and grabs the heaviest of the 2 suitcases. Mama sets Dylan down. She threads his arms through the loops of his SpongeBob backpack. Time to be a big boy now, she says, handing him his stuffed shark. I pull my backpack on. I take Dylan's hand. Let's go, Toto, I say. I hold on to his little hand like a lifeline to normal. We walk, and walk, and walk, and walk. After a while, Dylan whines, I'm tired, Daddy. When will we be there? I see Daddy's shoulders tense under his thin flannel shirt. Let's play I Spy, I say. Before Dylan can complain anymore, I say, I spy with my own little eye something yellow and black with big wheels. School bus, he yips, pointing at the bus waiting at the red light. I squeeze his hand. Good job, your turn. Dylan looks around, he smiles and gives a little hop. I spy with my own little eye something small and brown and furry. Sure enough, there on the corner of the intersection stands a woman in a flowery dress holding up a cardboard sign. The sign says, Hungry, please help. Beside her sits a little brown dog with white paws and a white patch on its head. The dog looks straight at me and wags its stubby tail. The woman looks desperate, but the dog looks as happy as can be. I wish I could be like that dog. Dylan tugs on my hand. Did you guess? I tear my eyes away from the woman and the dog. Yeah, I say, hurrying to catch up with Daddy. A dog. We keep playing as we follow Daddy through the city. I spy something big and green and overflowing with garbage. Dylan spies something silver and square with 4 small wheels. An abandoned shopping cart. Someone sleeps next to it right on the sidewalk. I pull Dylan closer and hurry past. Daddy, I'm hungry, Dylan complains. We're almost there, buddy, Daddy says, again. Behind me, I hear Mama sigh. Finally, Daddy stops. He looks down at the paper and then up at the sign. "This must be it," he says in a voice so low I can barely hear him. I look up at the sign, and my heart drops fast, like at the very top of a roller coaster. Mama comes up and stands beside me. She takes my empty hand. We both stand there looking up at the sign like it's in some kind of foreign language. "What does it say?" Dylan asks. I look over at Mama. This can't be right, can it? Reading my thoughts, she looks away and blinks fast. I take a gulp of air. It says 6th West Emergency Shelter. Dylan frowns and shifts his toy shark in his arms. What's emergency shelter? I want to say it's a place where people go who don't have a home, but I don't. Mama runs her hands over Dylan's curly hair, sticking up all kinds of ways. It's like a hotel, honey. She looks at me and puts her hand on my shoulder. It'll be fine. But how can it? Every place we've been since we lost our home 4 months ago, every possibility that didn't work out has made our world feel smaller. I never realized until it was gone how something as normal as hope lights up your world. So that's the first 5 chapters of Stay, and it's a mystery book because Jewel, baby's owner, goes missing, and Piper helps to find her. Thank you so much for joining us for First Chapter Friday. Please join us next week for another exciting first chapter. If you would like to read more of this book, visit your local branch library or place a hold on our website. See you next week.